Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Leo. If Leo is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and let's see, what do these tea leaves have to say tonight? Okay. And so our card for tonight is the Princess of Discs. This is a very earthy card. She is pregnant and full of life. Very grounded, coming into her power, motherhood. Okay. So I have to start with this face is, we have this kind of ornery looking face here, which is interesting. I don't know. It reminds me kind of that mask that from Donnie Darko, the if you've seen that, this mask of a rabbit, and kind of a distorted kind of consciousness, time traveler, right? And kind of in that movie anyways, kind of a little bit of an omen there. What does this mean? I don't know yet. We have to kind of look, because up here we have a smiley face, like smirking. So I almost kind of wonder if there's a bit of kind of trickstery energy, maybe kind of causing a little bit of, I don't know, ruckus. Maybe I almost feel like playing kind of jokes on somebody, or, you know, kind of teasing somebody in your life, getting them going. And I feel like it almost seems more like a sense of affection, you know, kind of joking around with somebody. And so, you know, I think that ultimately it's pretty lighthearted. But I also see, because it reminds me of the rabbit, which is interesting because this part is the rabbit as well, right up here. And this is kind of in that spiritual and emotional zone. It's definitely still the year of the rabbit, even though, I mean, I don't know how we're in August already, but we are. Feels like this year has gone by so quickly. And we know the rabbit is a sign of fertility, abundance, quickness of the mind, right? And physicality as well. But here in the spiritual and emotional, it makes me feel like you really are kind of in that flirtatious, kind of loving and joking, and you know, really getting along with somebody. You seem to be kind of, it seems like leaps and bounds, right? Just feeling like you are just on top of the world. And it makes sense with the Princess of Discs to me. I feel like when you are in this place of amor, of Eros, there is a sense of wonder and fullness and possibility. You kind of have that pep in your step, right? And I think that, you know, part of, I feel like part of your ability to really be somebody who is quite a romantic in some ways. I feel like this comes from your family line. it's a Leo thing, but it's also something I think that is part of maybe the women in your family, the feminine energies in your family. I think that there is a lot of romance and a love to, dance and be close and affectionate, and you kind of witness these things, and it really, I feel like you've taken that all in as a being. You like to show people how you feel. You like to, be kind of in a place of courting, even if it's somebody that you've been married to for years. You like to make gestures, romantic gestures, and romantic overtures and these kinds of things, and it makes you feel very connected. It makes you feel alive. You enjoy being in that place of love, and I think as you've gotten older too, you've really spent a lot of time refining your love of self as well. I feel like you have, not in a way that's like, oh, I just like to buy myself stuff and chill out and all that kind of thing. I think that you really like to take care of yourself. You really like to, think about, how am I feeling? What do I need? What do I need to change in my life? Kind of tinker around with your routine, the things that you're spending your time doing, the people who you're allowing into your sacred spaces. You're very aware of all of this stuff, of the energy of your life. And you're very proactive about taking care of how you feel, where your balance is, right? Is your passion there? Okay. Are you grounded? Is your head in the clouds? Are you activating all of the elements, right? And I think that that's a beautiful and wonderful thing. I think in this culture that we live in, there's this movement within the spiritual to really reject ourselves, right? To really rail up against the ego and the sense of self and selfishness and narcissism, and of course, all things have to be within reason, I think, right? But we have these aspects of self because they keep us safe, they keep us moving, they keep us evolving. And so unless you are, some kind of holy person, or your life is devoted to a spiritual practice, we kind of need these survival things that have evolved in us as beings. Now figuring out where, what kind of balance we need to be in with all of them, that's the work, right? And so I think Leo is really good at kind of figuring that out. I think that you have no shame in minding yourself, in being kind of self-involved. Okay. It's sometimes, in some points, in some people, some Leos, we do have, narcissistic traits, of course. That's all of the signs, though. But I think that there's often a more healthy relationship with your being than a lot of other signs. Okay. I don't feel like you all are really so much the type of people that have a lot of self-hate, a lot of carrying around this kind of conditioned guilt we have about every little thing. I think you're good at navigating past that and really getting into the actual work, okay? Because what help really is it to just, for these very superficial things, or even deeper concepts, just feeling bad about it? Oh, I do this, so I'm a terrible person. Well, no, we have to figure out, how do we reorient ourselves? How do we process some of this stuff? How do we sublimate some of the things about our personalities, our configuration, right? And I think Leo's really good at doing these techniques, right? Really a lot of self-exploration, and good at bringing it into practical use in your real life. It's not just all theoretical. You're not all just a bunch of like armchair spiritualists or armchair philosophers. You take the work that you've done and you live it. Okay? Because you like to live. Leo is a sign that likes to live. You get out there and you live your life. Now we have two people together here. Okay? And I see them coming together, really holding and embracing one another. Now above them, it looks like a 10, 1 and a 0 from this angle. But when you turn it this way, it kind of looks like we have a squirrel. So I feel like you are in some kind of situation with somebody. Maybe you are married, maybe you've been dating for a long time, maybe you're beginning to date, whatever it is. I feel like there is some sense of wanting to create a union, partnership of some kind. It doesn't have to be marriage, of course, where you also are thinking about saving, right? Having a stable domestic life, creating maybe a home, a business, some kind of endeavor where you're going to be making some money. This is also that Princess of Disc energy. We're talking about coins, right? So, what is the 10? I don't know, but I think it's important. Somewhere there's a 10 in there. So write it down. Remember, something to do with whatever you both are kind of coming together to build. The 10 is something, okay? Maybe it will come about in October, the 10th month. I don't know. We have an eye. So we have somebody keeping an eye on you somewhere, some way. Kind of feel like and we look over here, we have a dragon. Okay. Almost feel like this maybe is an ex or somebody who has that kind of evil eye on you. They seem a little bit perturbed about your relationship, your partnership, friendship, whatever it is that's going on here. They don't seem super happy about whatever. They are watching you probably on social media, probably, talking about you with other people. So this is a good time to cleanse yourself, cleanse your home, maybe take a social media pause, clean up your security on there. Maybe get one of those evil eye talisman, something like this. Really build a little bit of that psychic self-protection, security, dispel this person from your mind. Do not engage with them. This is somebody with and with the dragon, big anger. Very reactive person. It's like it's like when I'm thinking of my daughter when I can see her coming towards me and she really wants something. I know she's gonna have like just an absolute fit if I say no. So I just don't look at her in the eye. I go still, in Jurassic Park where they're like, oh, if I don't move, they can't see me or whatever. I feel like that. Don't look at this person in the eye. Do not make eye contact. They've already got their gaze fixed upon you, okay? So just do not get involved. Here we also have a bird in flight. So I feel like, you are just, so motivated lately. These last couple of readings, I feel like it's been building up more and more. You've been getting things done, finishing things, enjoying yourself, having a really nice Leo season, right? And, you know, I think that it's being expressed in all of these ways. And I think that really right now it's turning towards this real financial abundance. I think that you are also really getting into a place where you are creating opportunities for yourself. You are not being lazy about it. You are going out there really figuring out, like, how do I need to make this work? Who do I need to link up with? You know, what is my next thing that I, you know, need to start doing, hustling, grinding, whatever. And, you know, if you are beyond, you're in a retirement phase, all of this is applicable to, you know, volunteering, family stuff. It does not have to always be about money. It could be about resources in general, emotional resources, time, you know, feeling like you are applying yourself to projects and things, and, you know, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, you know, staying busy in general. But I think that, you know, I feel like that Leo is somebody who doesn't slow down, you know, even if you do, if you're out of the kind of work part of your life, you know, and God bless if you are, you could be always doing something, and that's probably the case, I imagine. So, let's see, what else do we have? I feel like we have like a roof here, and we're in this beautiful symmetry. There's a nice alignment there. And so we also kind of, it looks like a little lightning bolt a little bit. So I feel like in the home, you really are, and this maybe has to do with like doing that cleansing. I think everything is kind of coming into a place of perceived perfection. So maybe doing like that big seasonal clean, reorganization, getting everything put back where it belongs. I know Leo people are usually pretty tidy, but we all, you know, by the end of summer or winter, depending if you're in the northern or southern hemisphere, we've all been so busy. We've all been doing so many things. So we have to make sure all of our activities are kind of finding their homes, right? And so I think that this is a good week to kind of focus on doing that stuff. Okay, and maybe you can team up with that person that you've been getting closer and closer with, having some, you know, some bonding and getting your stuff organized once more. Okay. All right. Let's see. So I almost feel like there's a sense of your attention being kind of divided here. And I feel like you're finding a way to make all of that work. And I think a lot of this has to do with more of those kind of relationship, family stuff, and then the work stuff. I think that, you know, you definitely are always busy with work, passions, projects, and then you also have all the family, the love, you know, wanting to go out and have fun. And I think that you're trying to find ways to incorporate as many of these things as you can into like one deal, right? So I really do see that it would make sense that if you do have somebody that you're married to, partner, best friend, whatever, that you would be working on something together. If this is like where your main resources come from, or if this is kind of like a side thing or a volunteer thing or whatever, it seems like it would make sense to do this together so that you can spend that extra time and just enjoy being in one another's company. Also, having a common goal that you can achieve together, nothing feels better. It really doesn't. I mean, it really feels amazing to be able to accomplish that kind of work together. Come over here. Come on. Over here, buddy. Over here. Come on. On this side. Thank you. Got little Pudgy telling me it's time for bed here in a minute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so like the last cycle of readings, we are going to be using these little cards. These ones are different. These are the Wild Bohemian Affirmation cards. And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of cut this somewhere in the middle. And then we're going to see what we have. Ooh, these ones are so pretty. They're very tropical looking. And it says, I am here. You are meant to feel eagerness for what is next. Every moment is new. Makes sense to me. You have all kinds of new things coming up. Like we keep talking, new projects, new, sources of income, resources, unions. I mean, everything. There's always something new going on with Leo. You all are always conceiving of new things to be doing. So that's it. That card confirms the vibe for me. Totally. All right. Okay, so I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm. And as we all know, the algorithm kind of rules everything. It decides, how far the reach is going to be on these videos and stuff. So any kind of engagement really makes the algorithm happy, and we want to do that. So if you like the video, if you watch the reading from the beginning to the end, if you share it on other social medias, if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. You can watch your other placements, your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising, your Venus, and do some cross watching. And now you don't have to do any of these things, but I like to mention them. So if you do want to support the channel in some way, this is really, these are the best ways to do that, and I really appreciate it. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read every single one of them. They mean so much to me. I really honestly mean that. From the beginning of doing these readings, I have, I didn't know what I was going to be doing here. I was not sure that doing tea leaf readings was going to translate to video and on YouTube, and it really feels like I feel like the input that I get from the comments, the love, the support, and all of those things are so nice. I mean, really, and I feel like I connect with a lot of you so deeply because of those things. But the thing that is even more astounding to me is seeing how moved some of you are, and so moved to share your own stories, being so generous and vulnerable. There are so many times that I get so emotional reading the comments. Some of the stuff is very difficult. Some of it is very sweet, lovely. I mean, just reading people's stories of evolution and, getting through some tough stuff, so I just, you don't have to leave a comment, of course. Nobody has to do that. But it really makes this place feel like such a community. I love seeing you all support each other as well on there, which you do. You have beautiful things to say to one another, the support, the love, all of that. I tried to reply to every comment within, you know, a day or two. Sometimes I'm running a little behind, and I do mention that a lot because the summer has been super busy. I know for all of us it has been. So I just don't want anybody to ever think that I'm lagging on purpose, because I'm not. I just I really like to be able to read each one and comment back and everything. So anyhow, I want to thank you. It's Monday night. We're going to have a good week. This is coming out on Tuesday morning. So I wish everybody like the most wonderful week ahead. Whenever you watch this, though, it could be, you know, on Friday or whatever. I just hope that, you know, your next days ahead are beautiful, wonderful, and I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and we'll talk again real soon.